Hello, my name is Constance Hayes, and I'm doing an informative speech on the history of soul food. How many people today can honestly say that they know the true meaning of the term soul food? In our society, there are tons of different styles of food. One style of food that a lot of people love, especially African American, is soul food. Soul food is rich not only in taste and pleasure, but also in history. We have crispy fried chicken, smoked ham hocks, chitterlings, hog mugs, cornbread, juicy pork chop, fried okra, collard greens, black eyed peas, macaroni and cheese are all examples of some good old southern food, which I happen to love, all except chitterlings. Chitterlings is also known as chitlins, and chitlins are the small intestines of a pig. And finding that out as a young child and the horrendous smell that comes along with them, I was extremely repelled. However, many people eat soul food but do not understand why it is called soul food. When people say when people say soul food, they immediately associate it with African Americans. It's terrible that in our society, just in our society, that we say words and terms that we do not even know the meaning of where they come from. My mission is to educate people about the term of soul food and explain where it originated from and how the word has changed over time. Soul food is basically down home cooking with its roots in rural South. Several people wonder if soul food was the murder for the soul of our bodies and how the history of the diet that both spiritually sustains and physically undermines so many African American and the Southern in general. Many people love soul food and sometimes eat way too much of it. When we think about soul food, we think that it's something that makes you fat and can cause problems to your body. However, scholars said that plantation owners fed their field slaves thousands of calories a day in cheap stock foods as corn, rice, potatoes, yam, in order to get the desired amount of work out of them, according to Alexander Catholic. Soul food was not intended to make people fat or cause harm to the body. I repeat, soul food was not intended to make people fat or cause harm to the body. Soul food was originally intended for to give the slaves energy for when they work out in the field. Slaves did not get fat off soul food because they immediately lost weight from all the hard work they did in the field. When cooking soul food during slavery, the slaves were responsible for cooking for everyone, not just slaves, but for masters, for everyone. When cooking soul food during this time, the slaves cooked recycled grease, pork, fat, greasy food. I can just imagine the taste of them. Everyone ate soul food during this time, not just African Americans. During the 1960s, soul food served as a source of ethnic and family pride. It also served as a reminder of slavery, a nutritionist miseducation to some, according to Frederick Douglass. It was a civil rights activist and a poet named Amir Barak may have been one of the first to use the term soul food. Also, in 1962, it was a lady by the name of Sirius Woods. She was known as the Queen of Soul Food, and she established a well-known famous Harlem restaurant called Sylvia's. In today's society, African Americans, along with other races, still cook soul food, but for different reasons. Soul food today is more sedentary and processed. It is the cause for obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and cancer. Many people eat soul food but do not work out as hard as the slaves did back then, which is one reason why it's caused so much harm on our bodies. There are several different ways you can prepare and cook soul food that can be a little more healthier. Now that you know some facts that was about soul food and where it originated from and how it relates to African American, I hope that you can inform others about the history of soul food.